Does your child struggle with emotional regulation, and when they need to use those calming strategies you've taught them, they just don't seem to ever access them? If that's your child, then stay tuned to this video where I'll show you the missing piece and what you need to do to help move your child forward. Hi everyone, I'm BJ Muir, and I work with families just like yours to help them find practical parenting solutions that bring lasting changes to kids' hearts so they can see lasting changes to their behavior as well. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click on that subscribe button right now. Over the last couple years, the most popular video uploaded to this channel right now is one all about emotional regulation, and it focuses on 4 basic strategies you can use to help your child calm down. I'm so excited that so many people have found that video helpful and have given it a thumbs up or written a comment as well. But 2 comments kind of stuck out to me. The one comment asked, is there a printable that's available? This video is going to tell you about the answer to that question is yes. The second one was describing a situation where they tried to teach their kid these strategies. They tried it out, but the kid never really used it. And eventually they calmed down, but it wasn't because of anything they did. I want to help you as a parent know what you can do in the moment when your child's struggling with emotions and how to help them to start lowering the number of times they have those emotional outbursts as well. The first place we want to start out with when we're trying to help children with emotional regulation is relationships. The closer bonded a child is with his or her caregivers, the closer they feel, the better off they will be at managing emotions. Oh, there's still going to be a lot more they need to learn. But if you want to strengthen a child's emotional regulation, you want to start by strengthening their attachment to you. That means you're going to want to figure out your kid's love language and start doing things that speak that kid's love language. You're going to want to look for opportunities for one-on-one time. These don't need to be big day-long adventures. Small 10-minute chunks where you're reading with your child or building Legos with your child or just doing things that say, I love you, I value you, I'm glad you're in my family. Verbal praise, anything like that that you can do to strengthen the relationship will go a long way in helping with that emotional regulation. But relationship alone won't do the job. We also need a plan for when things get off track and a child struggles with emotions. We need to have a few steps in place so that when that kid is starting to struggle, we as parents are empowered with the right tools and strategies to get our kid through that emotional moment and back on track to solving the original problem that they were struggling with. The first step you're going to do when you start to see your child going off the track a little bit, getting frustrated about something, starting to feel a little heated under the collar, you're going to offer your child a redo. A redo is exactly how it sounds. You're in the moment, awakening your child's conscience to realizing you're going down the wrong track. I want you to change tracks as quickly as possible. Things are going to get a lot better if you do that. And it's a real simple thing. It's something like telling your child, whoops, that wasn't the right way to respond. Or, whoops, try that again, but with respect. Some little statement, real quick, you're not getting into explanations, some little statement that sort of wakes their conscience up to realizing this isn't the right thing to do. So when your child talks back to you, when your child starts to grunt and stomp away a little bit, those types of moments are moments to say to your child, whoops, that's not the way to respond. Try that again, but with respect. A kid who responds to the redo appropriately and changes on the spot is great. We don't need to do anything more. We fixed the problem at this very low level of firmness. But sometimes a kid digs their heels in further and they grunt louder, they answer back, they yell, they stomp, they whatever. That child needs more firmness at that moment. So here's what we do. We're going to shift gears here from the redo to a take a break strategy. Now I know for some of you, you might be thinking, oh, that sounds like timeout. It's not timeout. Timeout is looking to punish a child. Take a break is a process to help a child process their emotions and develop a plan for how to fix this problem. Take a Break was developed by Scott Taransky and Joanne Miller at the National Center for Biblical Parenting. I use a lot of their materials in my coaching program at JesusHelpMeParent.com. So what is Take a Break? Very simply, you're going to show your child how to do this. You're going to practice this a whole bunch when they're not in trouble. And you're going to tell them, I'm going to say to you, go take a break, change your heart, and come back and talk to me when you're ready. And when I say that, you're going to go over there. You're going to have a seat right over there. And you're going to answer 3 questions in your head, and then we're going to talk about it. Those 3 questions are, what did you do that was wrong? Why was it wrong? What are you going to do next time? Now, don't worry about taking notes on that. If you want to get all those and more things, you can grab that free printable in the description down below, and it'll have those 3 questions along with 5 or 6 other strategies all in that printable. But you're going to have your kids sit down. They need to think through, what did I do that was wrong? Why was it wrong? What am I going to do next time? And then they're going to come back to you and they're going to say, I'm ready, Mom, or I'm ready, Dad. And you're going to judge. If they're not really ready, you might send them back to break. But if they're ready, you're going to go through this set of questions. You're going to ask your child, what did you do that was wrong? And they're going to tell you, I was screaming at my sister because I wanted that toy. Yeah. Why was that wrong? It was disrespectful to speak that way to my sister. Absolutely. 90% of the time, the answer to why it was wrong is disrespect or disobedience. What are you going to do next time? That's a question a child might need your help on, and that's okay. But we want to come up with a plan for next time. By saying, what did you do that was wrong and why was it wrong, they are confessing their sin. They are saying, I did this wrong thing and I need to change. Now we need to help them with a plan. And so they might come up with a plan like, I should use my words. They're probably going to come up with a plan of don't do it. That's not a plan. We need a plan for next time. I should try to use my words. Great. And if they don't have a plan, help them develop that plan right there on the spot. Okay, what could you say to your sister? Let's practice. Let's pretend I'm your sister. I want you to say what you're going to say to me. Okay. Now, what are you going to do if she says no? Oh, yeah. If she says no again, come get a grown-up and talk to me about it, and I might be able to help you solve that problem then. And when they're done with that plan, you can just look at them and say, okay, great job. Go on back and try again. You see, the break helps a child calm down, and they might use some of those calming strategies. Like they might be sitting there in break with their magical mustache kind of calm themselves down. They might take a drink of water while they're there. They might breathe a little bit to calm themselves down. The break is a place to calm down. The break is also a place, though, to make a plan for next time, because that's what's really needed. We need to realize we did something wrong, and we need to make a plan for how to handle this so we don't do the wrong thing again. That's the missing piece, and that's how we move forward. Now, maybe you're wondering, where do consequences come in, BJ? Because I think my kid needs a consequence in this case. I'm glad you asked that. Take a look at this visual, which also is available in that downloadable that you can get in the link down below. You can see consequences are at that 3rd step. You know, we tried the redo. If the redo works, great, we move on. We try the break. Once we've gotten through the break, we have to make a judgment call of if there's a need to go to that 3rd step where there's a consequence, or if this is not a situation that needs it. If it's a situation that needs a consequence, sometimes those consequences sort of unfold. For example, you were struggling with your emotions. It took you 20 minutes to settle down here, and the game that we were playing has been cleaned up, so unfortunately you missed out on the game. I don't need to send you to bed early. I don't need to take your dessert away. I don't need to do any of that stuff, because the consequence sort of happened. You wanted to play that game. You threw a fit that you weren't the little blue piece for the board game, and now they cleaned it up, and so you missed out. There's the consequence for that child. That's much worse than anything else we're going to come up with. Other times, a kid might need a consequence, but the consequence needs to relate to what happened and be set in the goal of improving that child and helping that child with emotional management, helping that child make the right choice next time. It's not looking to just punitively punish that kid. You know, so a kid who is struggling a lot that day, who looks like they need an earlier bedtime because you can see they're tired, that makes sense. You can talk about how I've noticed you've been getting to bed late a lot lately and you're struggling with your relationships with others. The way we're going to fix it is we're going to have you go to bed a little bit earlier the next couple of days to help you improve. And when we start seeing a change in behavior, we're going to notice that you've probably caught up on your sleep at that point. We can kind of go back to a normal bedtime. We want to relate it to what's going wrong at that point and not just trying to dish out punishments, because we're helping our child learn for life. And we want that child to have some consequences that relate to what's going on so they can learn their lessons and move forward and still have hope for change in the future. If you found these strategies of the redo and taking a break helpful, go ahead and grab that downloadable in the link down below and check out some of the other videos that I have on these strategies and even more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.